Stump the chair.
We can stay here as long as you like. The only thing between us ending the meeting and is open mic.
Kevin Bloomberg, first question.
I think next meeting we should do a chairman dunk tank instead.
We could do that.
So, Kevin Bloomberg, The Wire, I wanted to thank the board for making and expanding on the fellowship program. When I look at the slate of candidates without going into it, the election part of it, I see the rewards of being able to go out to the community and allow fellows to come in and get that fresh, new invigoration that any community needs. So I thank you for expanding on the fellowship program and ask that you continue to do that, and even more so, especially in the Caribbean region, moving forward. But I really thank you for that.
So the board and I would love to take all the credit, but Susan's team does a lot of the heavy lifting from staff on that, putting together a program. Obviously, the fellowship committee does do the selection, so I'd ask you to give her kudos.
I would like to thank all those involved in making it possible.
But we have done a lot of changes. It's actually, I think, been the last few years, there's been quite a few tweaks as we've changed some of the criteria. We've obviously drastically increased the number of fellowships. I think the board is very committed to trying to build capacity in the community, especially in some of the areas that we haven't traditionally. And I know that Susan would love any feedback that any of the fellows have, any of the mentors have, or just anyone in the community. We can't stress enough that her team will be spending the next couple months putting it together, because typically that would be something we'd do in January. So if you have ideas for next year, Susan, you might stand in front of a second, Susan, just in case somebody doesn't know you? So that's Susan, so please. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
If I can just add, Paul, from my perspective as the Fellowship Committee Chairman, I wanted to thank the committee and the staff, including Susan and Wendy, who's absolutely phenomenal on putting together the information, and in particular Tina Morris, who's one of the hardest working committee members I've ever seen in my life when it comes to these fellowship stuff. So thank you, Tina, as well too. It's been a big help.
Front microphone.
Yes, I'm Alfredo Calderon, one of the newcomers and fellows, and I would like to thank Wendy for the fabulous work she did getting us here. Communication was fabulous, and I want to thank my mentor, Chris Tassett, also fabulous. We've been in touch through email, and as soon as he got here, we've been talking a lot. And I expect to come back and work actively with ARIN. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great success. Any other questions? You're quiet today. Not complaining. So I did forget one thing from Mike, as I got a little choked up there with the whole thank you and all that, but just as on behalf of the board, please remember to vote, DNS problems notwithstanding. It's very, 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 very important to the process. It what lets us do our job. So if there are no other questions, I will end report. And